Fitness enthusiasts dread hearing, "Let's see those ABS." Statistics show that only 2.5% of people nationwide have well-defined ABS. Why are ABS so hard to develop? There are three main reasons, with the most significant being body fat percentage. To see ABS, men need to maintain a body fat percentage below 13 to 15%, and women need to stay below 15 to 22% to have visible ablines. Maintaining low body fat long-term is very challenging for natural fitness enthusiasts because training other body parts requires significant glycogen consumption. If the diet is insufficient, it leads to fatigue and increases the risk of injury. The second reason is that the abdomen houses all the internal organs, so the body prioritizes storing fat there for self-preservation, for warmth and to cushion the organs during intense activities. This means abdominal fat is the last to be broken down and used during fat loss, making it very difficult to lose. Consequently, some people give up on training ABS altogether. The third reason is misconceptions about ab training. Most people don't use free weights to train ABS. They believe that performing multi-joint exercises like squats, bench presses, or even bicep curls will engage the ABS enough. In reality, the rectus abdominis, like other muscles, requires progressively increasing loads and should be trained with weights ranging from 6 to 8 RM, repetition maximum. Studies show that even if you can lift heavy weights during compound movements, the rectus abdominis doesn't get half the activation it needs. Therefore, specific exercises like weighted crunches and leg raises are essential, with efforts to increase the load. Training ABS at least twice a week, with at least 9 heavy sets per session, is necessary for effective growth. Another misconception is adding multiple sets of ab exercises at the end of every workout. This doesn't benefit ab growth because ABS, like other muscles, recover and grow during rest. It's recommended to rest ABS for at least 48 to 72 hours between sessions. Many people also try to train ABS through static exercises like planks, which is incorrect. From an anatomical perspective, the primary function of the rectus abdominis is spinal flexion, such as in crunch movements. Muscle growth requires concentric and eccentric contractions. Planks are better suited for deeper stabilizing muscles like the transverse abdominis. For visible block like ABS, focus on crunches and leg raises. Finally, the rectus abdominis is one muscle, not 6 or 8. It appears segmented because of tendinous intersections and horizontal lines, which are genetically determined. Not everyone will have 6 or 8 packs, some may only have 4 or 2. With this knowledge, when you see your fitness buddies, don't ask to see their ABS. Instead, say, "Let's see those legs." The difference between natural fitness and tech-enhanced fitness is significant, and blindly following tech-enhanced methods can be counterproductive. Today, I will explain the differences from 4 perspectives. Muscle synthesis efficiency. Natural fitness, the only way to maximize muscle protein synthesis is through the training itself. To achieve this synthesis state, training must reach a certain threshold because the muscle synthesis and breakdown levels in natural athletes are the same. Without careful attention, the body can quickly break down the muscle gained through hard work. Tech-enhanced fitness, due to the effects of steroids, athletes can maximize protein synthesis without exercise. Therefore, any training they do contributes to muscle growth. Exercise selection. Natural fitness, to enter a synthesis state, natural athletes must focus on multi-joint compound exercises like squats, bench presses, and deadlifts, training each muscle group at least twice a week since protein synthesis can only last up to 24 hours. Tech-enhanced fitness, athletes remain in a synthesis state at all times, regardless of training. They often choose many isolation exercises to refine details, using 4-split or 5-split routines to adjust proportions and details. Natural athletes should stick to 3-split training, avoiding any exercise they cannot handle with heavy weights. For example, doing 10 sets of bench presses is preferable to doing 1 set of flies. Training frequency and weight. Tech-enhanced fitness, these athletes use light weights with high repetitions to deliver more exogenous drugs and hormones to the muscles via the bloodstream, intentionally seeking the muscle pump. Their muscles grow too quickly for tendons and joints to keep up, making heavy weights risky. Natural fitness, after a muscle pump, metabolite levels in the muscle rise, inhibiting strength. If a muscle bleeds during training, immediate relaxation, massage, and rest are necessary to return to normal. Light weights with high reps consume more muscle glycogen, causing cortisol levels to spike, which is a major muscle breakdown hormone. Misguided beginners often see no gains after 3 to 5 years because of this. Natural athletes should use weights that allow 4 to 8 RM repetitions and avoid drop sets or supersets, as these are unwise for natural training. Training intensity. Tech-enhanced fitness, due to steroids, their androgen levels are 80 times that of natural athletes, giving them seemingly endless energy. They can train for 2 to 3 hours at a time. Natural fitness, the hormone levels are in a delicate balance. If training intensity is too high or rest periods too short, resulting in fatigue, cortisol levels will immediately rise, taking 1 to 2 days to recover and leading to muscle breakdown. Natural athletes should train one body part per day, with a maximum of 15 to 20 sets. They should also extend rest periods between sets, especially women, until heart rate returns to normal and muscles are no longer sore. These are the differences between natural and tech-enhanced fitness. I hope this helps those who are currently on the wrong path. How can thin people train more effectively to gain muscle? If you simply want to gain some muscle, any training will do. But if you want to maximize muscle growth with the most efficient training, you need to master some methods. Focus on strength. Research shows a close relationship between strength and muscle mass. Specifically, there is an almost linear correlation between chest size and the 1-rep max bench press. Therefore, if you want to grow your chest muscles, you should focus on increasing the weight you lift in the bench press, ensuring proper form and good neuromuscular recruitment. Consume enough food. Often, when you think you're full, you're not eating enough. The main reason thin people struggle to gain muscle is they eat too little. Inadequate food intake increases AMPK, an enzyme that hinders muscle growth, and decreases mTOR, crucial for muscle growth. Low mTOR activity reduces muscle cell growth and protein synthesis. Ensure you consume enough calories to maintain an energy surplus. Another issue is insufficient carbohydrate intake. Long-term low-carb diets lower testosterone levels, crucial for muscle growth, and increase cortisol, a catabolic hormone. Aim for 2 to 3 grams of carbs per kilogram of body weight daily and maintain a calorie surplus of around 500 calories per day. Progressively increase load. Muscle growth requires challenging higher tensions regularly. This means periodically increasing the weights you use. For example, if you squatted 200 kilograms for 4 sets of 8 reps last time, aim for 205 kilograms in the next session. While it sounds easy in theory, you won't always increase by 5 kilograms each session, so extend the cycle but keep progressing. Use a rep range of 4 to 12 RM. A study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology compared low rep, 3 to 5, mid rep, 9 to 11, and high rep, 20 to 28, training with equal total training volume. It found that low and mid rep groups had significantly more muscle growth. This indicates the importance of lifting heavy weights to stimulate muscle growth. Reduce cardio. A 2012 meta-analysis found that adding cardio to strength training reduced muscle growth efficiency by nearly 50%. Cardio increases AMPK and decreases mTOR, hindering muscle growth. It also increases calorie consumption, creating a caloric deficit that makes muscle gain difficult. Rest. Over time, even with 1 or 2 rest days per week, you may feel fatigued, affecting your performance and strength. Reduce your load periodically, taking a week to reduce training volume and intensity. This won't lead to muscle loss but will relieve joint and mental stress. Another study published in the European Journal of Applied Physiology found that weightlifters who alternated 6 weeks of bench press training with 3 weeks of rest gained the same amount of muscle and strength as those who trained continuously for 24 weeks. Ensure adequate sleep. Lack of sleep harms your health and muscle mass. A study found that those who slept 5.5 hours a day lost 60% more muscle and 55% more fat than those who slept 8.5 hours. Insufficient sleep lowers testosterone levels by 10 to 15% and increases fat gain. If you often suffer from insomnia, eating some carbohydrates before bed can help boost serotonin levels, aiding sleep. These are some tips for thin people to gain muscle efficiently. If you want to know more about fitness, leave a comment. How long should rest periods be between sets for rapid muscle growth? Traditional views have often suggested that shorter rest periods between sets lead to greater muscle stimulation. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger mentioned in his book that rest intervals should be kept under 1 minute. But is this really the truth? Fitness expert Brad Schoenfeld published a new study in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research. He recruited 23 trained male participants, grouped by strength level, and divided them into 2 groups. All participants performed 7 common strength exercises, 3 sets per exercise, with 8 to 12 reps per set, over an 8-week period, training 3 times a week. The only difference was that the first group rested for 1 minute between sets, while the second group rested for 3 minutes. After 8 weeks, they found that although the 1-minute rest group saw some muscle growth, the increase was very small. In contrast, the 3-minute rest group showed significant improvements in all 7 tests, which included 4 muscle growth tests, 2 strength gain tests, and 1 muscle endurance test. The strength gains were not surprising since longer rest periods allow for better recovery, enabling lifters to handle heavier weights and achieve greater strength gains. But why was muscle growth also so much greater? Researchers believe that more rest allows for more repetitions, increasing total training volume. Higher total training volume results in more tension and stimulus for muscle growth. However, this study does have some limitations. Given that everyone's gym time and recovery ability differ, you can adjust your rest periods slightly longer or shorter. However, it is generally not recommended to rest for less than 1 minute or more than 7 minutes. Resting over 7 minutes can lead to muscle cooling, reduced neuromuscular efficiency, and a higher risk of injury. So, checking your phone during rest periods might not be a bad thing, but please avoid doing so, especially on the bench press or squat rack, as others might need to use them.